right, here we go. And today is Thursday, November 9th, and the Nasdaq and S&P 500 are continuing their longest win streak, but no win streak will last forever. So will today be the day that the markets move lower? Looks like this. And how does this affect our position? So welcome to Coffee with Markus and Mark. As you can see, we have our layout back. Yay! It looks pretty good. So if you're new here, in this show, we're going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. Also, if this is your first time here, I'm Markus Heitkoetter, this super smart guy. Next to me is my head coach, Markus, and we're real traders who trade live accounts. So therefore, we got a lot of trading experience. And in this show, we're showing you how we trade these crazy markets. So trust me, we know our stuff, and we're not afraid to tell you like it is. So if you're here looking for some honest insights into the fascinating world of trading, you are in the right place. And with that said, let's switch over to the other amazing layout that just works perfectly. Okay.
Nice.
I know. I was able to fix it anyhow. So, Mark, this win streak, not losing streak, this win streak. I mean, we talked about it with our mastermind group. It's definitely slowing down, isn't it?
Sure. It does look like we're stretched a little thin here on the upside with those small moves. The win streak did continue for the S&P and the Nasdaq yesterday. The Nasdaq with its longest win streak in 2 years, but it looks like it's running out of steam.
Yeah. By the way, just for the record, I was right. Because people leaving in the comments that I'm losing here one bet after another. But yesterday I said, no, traders will keep this win streak going. And boom, I got this. And what do you owe me?
Hey, it was a gentleman's bet, and I owe you a cup of coffee.
I thought that's what
It
you did.
wasn't a steak
I thought it
birthday.
was a cup of coffee. Okay, so we have several
Yeah.
boxes of steak versus the cup of coffee. Anyhow, so I mean, looking at the markets today, a little bit all over the place, right? And again, we talked about it. There's no economic news this week. We had unemployment claims this morning, but pretty much coming in line with expectations, so nothing here. So we opened higher, we're pulling back, right now coming back up. The Nasdaq slightly positive for the day, the S&P slightly negative, the Dow, but it's still diddling along here.
Exactly. We knew going into this week, after such a big week of news and kind of wrapping up earnings, but then also the best week of the year, that this week could be a little slow without any real catalysts on the table, maybe a couple of earnings reports. But I mean, that's kind of how it's shaped out to be, just kind of diddling along. And the drift higher is nice, but nothing really to move the market news wise, except, until next week.
Yeah. So next week we can just look ahead and let me just share my iPad here. So next week is really the bigger one where we have CPI and PPI inflation reports being reported again. The one thing that could move the markets this week is the. Do you think that the University of Michigan consumer sentiment will move it tomorrow?
I want to say no, but then again, since we haven't had anything really move in the market, you never know if traders get a little wild just because there hasn't been data.
Yeah, because I'm zooming out here a little bit so that we see the 5 minute chart here. And we see that last week it was like, whoa, great. And this is where we started this week. So this Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, today. No, well, kind of like this. Anyhow, but you see that this week has been super, super slow and super quiet. This is actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. There we go. Anyhow, and this is why I agree. I mean, right now, I think that traders are looking for anything to push the markets around. Markets don't like to be, especially after this massive move from 4,100 to almost 4,400. And now we're diddling around there. I mean, something needs to happen.
Yeah, I saw some an interesting stat. So according to Deutsche Bank's Jim Reed, a 9-day run of gains for the S&P 500 has happened 31 times in the past 95 years, which is about one time every 3.1 years. So, and a 10-day S&P run is more rare, happening once every 6.3 years. So we'll see if we get extended or not, but it
Yeah.
doesn't happen too often.
We'll see. But I mean, we are off to a good start for the month. If I saw it correctly, S&P is up 4.5% for the month. Nasdaq up more than 6% for the month.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about it, earnings season winding down, but then there is Disney, and Disney, big day for Bob Iger, who pretty much in a coup last year took over the reins of Disney again. And for the past year, it has not been looking good for Disney. Sliding lower, but today, having an amazing day, up 7.3%, which for Disney is a huge move.
Sure, big move there, and an earnings surprise. So beating earnings, revenue down a little bit more than expected. They said that they are expanding their cost-cutting plan. They also said that they gained 7 million new Disney Plus subscribers, uh, and this added $150.2 million. So the subscribers is a good thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, because they're turning more into a streaming company, right? Because
Yep.
ESPN is part of them. Is Hulu? No, Hulu is not yet part of Disney. I'm surprised. What do you think? When isn't
Yeah,
Hulu? What am
that's
I
a
missing?
good question. I can't remember
I thought that Hulu
who
was
they're
a.
part of.
Hey, maybe they've already been bought by Disney, and I just missed it. Because I know that you can buy the streaming package that is Hulu, Disney, and ESPN, and
Yeah,
ESPN is part of Disney. So maybe Hulu did get bought?
yeah, Hulu. I'm sorry, we should have known this. Hulu is part of. Well, it's a majority owned by Walt Disney.
There we go.
Comcast
Okay.
holds a minority stake.
All right. So the other company I think we should take a look at is Eli Lilly. Did you hear the news yesterday?
I didn't.
So they have this obesity drug, and it got approval yesterday by the FDA. So
Okay.
this kind of could be huge for Eli Lilly. So I'm super surprised that the reaction is so muted. In fact, down 3.5% today. But this is another probably classical case of buy the rumor right here, right, and then sell the facts, because this is when it was rumored that they have this drug and that it might get FDA approved, and now when we have the approval, I mean, this has been a really nice run for them from 450 to almost 600 here, and so today pulling back a little bit on the facts.
Yeah, that has been a nice little run. I saw headline that Eli Lilly's on pace for its largest percent decrease since November 2022. And you're right. I think that's a perfect example. Little profit taking after the news.
Yeah. All right. Last one before we go to our positions, Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin now trading here above, I mean, this morning scratching 38,000. I mean, let's go to a 5 minute chart. So as you can see, just this morning, going up, got stopped at the 38,000 level, now pulling back towards 37,000. But what a run for Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin, I believe that Bitcoin wins the, I don't want to say stock, but the asset class of the year, up 124% for the year.
That's huge. And I mean, really, in the last month, it's like up 30%.
It's crazy. It's kind of Nvidia step aside. All right.
Yeah.
Let's actually hop over. Take a look at our positions here and what is happening with our positions. And first up, we have. Oh, actually, we can talk about a couple of trades also. Yeah, we because
Yeah.
we saw two quite interesting trades today. And if you're interested in these trades, we can give them to you after we run through our positions here. And here's how we do it. We trade likes for trades. So if you would like to give us a few trades after we're going through our positions, click on like and we will do this right away. All right. Cool. So going to our portfolio, first up CSIQ. Yesterday, CSIQ moving lower. Today, up 3.8%. And again, right now, it is all about what range will CSIQ find here. So will it be the range between 19 and 21 or the range between 21 and 24? Trading right there at 21. So not making a decision, it seems. Walking the line.
Yeah, nice to see a comeback after yesterday's loss, basically erasing yesterday's loss with today's gains now. And we do have earnings in 5 days. Like I've said for the last couple of weeks, I'm watching this to add to it because I do think long term we could get a bigger bounce and then we could sell calls at a lower strike by bringing down my cost basis. But I don't want to jump the gun and do it too early. It definitely looks like we're starting to see a deceleration in this move lower. So I
Yeah.
like the bounce today.
Also, 5 more days until earnings, which will
Yep.
be next Tuesday. And as we get closer, we'll take a look at the earnings analysis here let me actually go there this way. Jeez. This morning. There we go. We're releasing a major upgrade tomorrow, so I woke up super early to write the release notes. So we'll do a more thorough earnings analysis as we get closer, but overall, it is looking good for us, and we'll talk about it more probably on Monday. What do you think?
I love that, but I agree. And that new update is going to include one of the special strategies that we've been trading with our mastermind group. So this will be fun.
Yes, we'll fill you in tomorrow of what's happening there, so make sure that you don't miss tomorrow's show. All right, moving on. IWM, the next one. I sold the 169 strike. I sold it a few days ago. Right now, trading at 169.69. I wouldn't mind getting assigned and then seeing a pop next week and selling calls against it. Very similar to what we did in Goldman Sachs.
So you're not shaking in your boots being close to that strike?
I want to get assigned. I love assignment. This is why it's calling the wheel. If I didn't want to get assigned, I wouldn't be trading the wheel strategy. I would be trading something chicken puts, maybe. Sell puts and don't get assigned. Chicken puts. I don't know. So no, I'm very happy with this one. What about you and your XOM trade, the XOM mobile trade that you trade?
I'm in the same boat. I would love to be assigned at 102. I like support in Exxon Mobil. Exxon as a company, I think solid. And down yesterday, got down to 102.89, but today up a little bit. So right now, those puts are at 61% of the max profit.
Yeah. NEE testing our trend line here, down 3% today. And this for yesterday. I've showed the trend line right here. So it's testing it today. So now, tomorrow, it's time to march back higher because it has been in this beautiful channel. So just keep trading in this channel, NEE, and towards our assigned price so that we can sell calls again.
Yeah, the reversal from those highs, having now this would be the fifth day down. Within the context of that move higher is totally fine, but I would like to see uh, it hold up here.
Yeah. All right. PNC also trying to decide what range PNC wants to be in. So after the initial drop that we had here, we also have these three ranges. This was a bad line. So I want to say there's one right here around 128. So between 118 and 128. And then there's the other one that is around 109 to, what do we have here? 120, 128. And PNC right now trying to decide what range it wants to be in. And we're hoping that it, of course, moves up here. If it moves again towards the lower range, we're also looking at a possible rescue mission.
Agreed. So willing to add to this one and hoping it just takes off. But right now, trying to figure out what comes next.
Okay. So UPS, little buddy here. I know, Mark, that you're doing your fair share of Amazon shopping, and I do my fair share. So I have packages delivered pretty much every day. So I'm doing as much as I can to
Trying.
give UPS some business.
Trying. Now, it does go ex dividend on Friday, so buck 62, that works. I mean, I'll take that. Of course, the stock's expected to drop by that amount, but it's always nice to get a dividend if you're in a good stock and you just can't sell calls right now.
Right, and usually when it is solid stock, the recovery after the dividend is rather quick, and so
True.
we'll see. Maybe this helps, but nothing to do there just now. Okay, let's see how we're doing with the likes. Do you guys want to see a couple of trades that we found today? And if so, click on like. It's that easy, and then we'll go ahead. I see a bunch of likes here. So let's talk about it. I
Nice.
know that we talked this morning with our mastermind group about Kroger. And that's, I think, an interesting trade because Kroger has been just moving sideways. And this morning, I think our mastermind members took the 4250, I believe, or 43 is available. I
I
think,
think we had 40, yeah, 42 to 43 seem to be the level.
yeah, I mean, Kroger, solid company, a little bit high in the PE ratio, higher than the companies that we have been trading, but still right there where the S&P 500 is, 2.75% dividend yield, $32 billion market cap, and the income statement, I mean, quarterly and annually, I think this is super solid here.
Yeah, I like it. The one thing to note is that Tuesday next week the stock goes ex-dividend, and that means that shareholders on record are entitled to 29-cent dividend, and we can expect the stock to drop by 29 cents. So when it was testing lows and the 42, 42.50 was available, you had plenty of wiggle room with that 29-cent dividend. Even now it's okay, but you just 67 cents away from that 43 strike, so something to keep in mind. For this week's expiration, you don't have to worry about it
Yeah.
because, well, the ex dividend date's on Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, and the other one, and I think this would be a nice earnings play, is Sony. Let's see if this is still available because Sony also nicely trading in a sideways range and then had a huge drop today. I mean, down 6.5%. I think earlier the 79 or the 78 was even available.
Yeah, Sony taking a hit after earnings with worse than expected earnings and also worse than expected revenue. So, a good quality company, temporary drop on the reaction to earnings, and also trading in a nice range with support makes it a decent earnings candidate.
For sure. All right. Let's see what is happening here in the markets. And I hope that you're enjoying it as we are walking through our portfolio and showing you some potential other trades. And it seems that the S&P is snapping right back right now, positive for the day again. What do you think will happen today? Double or nothing?
Uh, yeah, let's do two coffees, or actually, let's make it a whiskey now.
Ah, good.
Or no,
So
a German beer. A German beer.
a
A
German beer.
Hefeweizen.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
but here's the deal. I think that's it. I think today the win streak will be broken. So
Oh shoot.
yesterday I said yes, the traders will keep it going. Right now, I really see that this is slowing down. We're slamming into support, into resistance here at 4,400. So I think that's it. Yesterday was the last day of the win streak. I don't think that they can keep it going today. So you're in the
Oh, well,
same camp.
yeah. So we can't bet.
All
We could
right.
both have a beer. You buy
All
me a
right.
beer, I'll buy you a beer. How's that?
Hey, my brother is coming to visit me today from Germany, so I'll pick him up this afternoon from the airport. So we'll definitely have a German beer this evening.
Nice.
All right.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. Hey, if you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and give us a like, and feel free to share this show. There's a share button right underneath here. If this is your first time here and you enjoyed it and you want to be part of the show again tomorrow, click on subscribe, hit the little notification bell. This way you get notified whenever we go live. And tomorrow, we have great news for you because we do have an update to our PowerX software with a super important feature that has been requested for the past few months by you. And I'll show it to you. All right. That's all I got for today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Happy trading, everybody.
Okay.